Morning, everybody. Welcome to LovenStamps Studio. I am Meg, and this is Maker Mornings with Meg. And I have several exciting things for today's project. So today's project it's like a multiverse of projects. We have the Pick of the Patch stamp set, because this is our feature for September for the LovenStamps monthly tutorials, which are the free PDF tutorials you get for placing any size order in my online store. And the project we're gonna do today, I'm actually gonna show it to you at the beginning. Usually I don't, I show you like as we make it, but I'm gonna show it to you up front so you have an idea of where we're going. So this is our cute little gift card matchbook, gift card holder matchbook, mini gift card holder matchbook. Anyway, it doesn't have like a super firm name yet, but that's kind of the idea here. And this is one of the projects that is included in the monthly tutorial. So it opens like this with a cute little Velcro, and then inside are all these little cute pieces of gift card holder spots. And you can see the gift card in there already, right? Everybody needs a pumpkin spice right now this time of year. So I'm going to show you this project. It is based on one that I designed for Vacation Stamping School, which was our big demonstrator training event, our 18th annual, actually, this past weekend. And if you're a demonstrator and you missed that, message me for more details about how you can still participate with virtual content. And if you aren't a demonstrator, you're like, oh, I wanted to see those products or their projects. The good news for that is that I am going to bring them to you. So you can look for information about the LovenStamps Suite Escape Garden Walk with a little tagline, where creativity meets friendship in 2 evenings of stamping. So it's a 2-night virtual event. So look for that coming up soon. And that registration is open now. It's on the LovenStamps Facebook page, and it will be on other places shortly. So I'm going to put links to all these things in the comments after our video is done here on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, they will likely be in the video description there already. So, all right, whew, lots of information, right? And Tanya asked demonstrators rewatching Vacation Stamping School, you can rewatch it anytime. It's still open for access through that exclusive Vacation Stamping School group, and you'll get notifications with a little more information later this week on that. So it's open for you now. And hey, good to see you guys this morning. So say hi if you're popping on, and let's get going here on our project, because there are a lot of tips to share with you, especially featuring the modern oval punch, which is actually included in the Suite. It's part of the Modern Garden or Walk in the Garden Walk Suite. And so we're pulling it over into use with Pick of the Patch here. And I'm going to show you 3 really fabulous different ways to use it that you might not automatically think of. Well, one, punching an oval, you'll think of, but the others I think you'll be impressed with. So let's pull our pieces out here. So again, this version of this fun project is from the LovenStamps monthly tutorial. So first things first, I have a long strip of cardstock here, and let me get a size for you. So this cardstock is 2 1/4, sorry, measuring 2 1/4 inches wide by, I'm pretty sure it's 11 inches long. It's been, I've slept once since I made this project the first time, and it is, yes, 11 inches, okay? And then you're gonna score it at 4 inches, at 4 3/8 inches, which is what makes this little opening here. And then you're gonna score it the same distance from here to here is 4 inches. So this is 8 3/8 inches. And this one is 8 3/4 inches. And again, if you can rewatch the video for the sizes and stuff. But if you want the printed ones, they're part of the LovenStamps monthly tutorials. Okay, so I'm gonna fold on here, and we are going to, and actually they're also part of the Suite Escape, so the Garden Walk Suite Escape project. So, all right, so I'm gonna fold on all of those score lines, and we get this fun little flap here. And let me, pardon me for one moment, my poor puppy. Oh goodness, Pepper. Okay, cool. We have the ever exciting plumbing job going on today to get some plumbing fixed at our house. So then, you know, it's all covers, like beside herself with joy. Okay, so first way to use this punch here, hey Patricia, hey Kelly, is to go ahead and round the top of our cute little book piece here. And so what I'm gonna do for that is go ahead and feed the back end of our strip through here. And this is where the modern oval punch is so fabulous because it will fit this 2 1/4 inch piece of cardstock. And I'm just gonna pull this through till, you know, this is the size of the flap that I want. It's about 1 1/4 inch, I think. And then I'm going to use the punch as a tool. So what I'm doing now is looking at the top and bottom to make sure that these lines are straight. And they are, so I know my paper's straight. So I'm just gonna punch that extra scrap off the end. And now we have a cute little closure for our booklet, okay? All right. So that's one with our modern oval punch. And then this is gonna be 2 because we need to have a punched background piece for our closure. So here is piece number 2. So that's 2 for the modern oval punch if you're counting. We'll get to 3 as we go along. All right, hey Pam, I'm going to pop a piece of designer series paper here on the front. We're gonna have a great combination of designer series paper feature and stamping that really help to bring all of the pieces of this project together. And no matter why you're making this project, the cool thing is that there are just so many great opportunities to mix and match the pieces. This Garden Walk designer series paper is fabulous. That was not how I'm supposed to use that piece. So I'm gonna set that aside with some glue on it and look for this piece here. Sheesh, I should have known because it was too long. That it's going to go across the front. And that's not how I wanted to use it either because I don't like those match. Okay, well, so we would have gone across like this. So I guess we'll just go with this one. So we're gonna use that. All right. So I have our piece here. If you use the other one here, it looks like this. So really you can mix and match any of these papers and have it look like it matches. And now I'm gonna go ahead and use this as a closure. So because I am having this be sort of a piece that gets some wear and tear, some extra motion, I'm gonna use more dimensionals than I normally would. I'm gonna go crazy and use 3. I know you guys are freaking out because I am usually quite lean on my Stampin' dimensionals. I think 1 is good for everything. So we're gonna just splurge here on all the dimensionals, and then I'm gonna place this here. I'm gonna hold this so I can see what I'm doing and place that relatively straight across there. Okay, all right, so now we have our closure. Now, to give this a final closure, I'm actually gonna use some Velcro sticky back. These come in a number of different sizes. Usually get them at a big box store, but I'm gonna give you a tip for them. And the tip is to go ahead and cut off the piece that you want. So I have these little mini closures here, and the 2 pieces are already stuck together. I'm going to leave them already stuck together. I'm gonna peel the backing off of one side. It does not really matter which side you peel. So I'm gonna, mine's random. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this on the end of my modern oval here so that I know it's going to hit where I want it to. Excuse me. And then I've peeled the backing off the other side. The 2 Velcros are already stuck together, so I know that when I close this, it's going to be a perfect match and a perfect fit, okay? So I'm just gonna close this down and squeeze that. And now I know that it's always gonna close exactly where I want it to, okay? So let's go ahead and open that. You wanna be a little gentle. Sometimes the Velcro is really strong at first. If you use it a few times or get a little extra fibers trapped in there, it'll loosen it up so it's not so snug, but there's gonna be the start of front. Now, we need some stamping to go on here. So I am going to pull out some pieces here of the basic white cardstock, and we're gonna do some stamping. I think, you know what, we're gonna need a few of these. So I'm gonna pull out a larger piece of cardstock, and I'm gonna show you a trick that you may have seen for positioning your stamps. So I might even have one in, nope, I don't have one in here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is go ahead and punch here in a piece of scrap paper, and you can use grid paper like I'm using, or you can use a piece of cardstock. Sometimes cardstock is a great choice because you give a little deeper a little deeper tray kind of to work in. But now what I'm gonna do is when I mount my stamps, I want the ones here for the pumpkins that we're gonna punch. And let's see, do like that and do like that. So I'm sliding them into those little grooves there and just kind of sliding around to make sure that they are where I want them to be. And then what I'm gonna do is take one block and pick up both pumpkins so that when I punch, I only have to punch once per stamp. Okay, you'll see here in a second. All right, so there is that. I'm gonna take my Calypso Coral, and you know what? I can use this strip here because I've been kind of efficient here with my punching. Oh, I'm getting glue all over the things. Well, that will be exciting in a little bit. Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, so stamping here are pumpkins. There's one set. Probably need a couple, so I'll do 2 sets. And why not? We'll just do all 3 sets. Okay, so our pumpkins here are stamped. And now I'm gonna take my punch and I can very easily go ahead and punch out all of them at the same time. So you see how quickly that really makes the work of putting together a project that has a lot of cards on it, okay? All right, oh, hi Carol. Oh, Tanya, I'm glad you like the Velcro tip. Yeah, they're pretty easy to find in the, Velcro-y section of big box stores, so. All right, so I have a pumpkin here that's gonna pop on the front. I want a cute little green stem, so I'm gonna use a little piece of this green Designer Series paper. This is from the Garden Walk set 2. Managed to punch a piece that does not include the glue from this morning. And then we're going to go ahead and pop these together. I'm gonna shorten this just a little bit. Sometimes I like to vary my stems, and that wasn't very smooth. You could pop this back in there, kind of like we did with Modern Oval, and get a different spot for it, get a different end. But I'm gonna go ahead and freehand cut it and then pop this on here. And I like the idea of having this pop up on the front, so I'm gonna pop this up. We're gonna add this here. So you can see where that copper paper, which will be back in stock a little bit later, it's out right now. You can see where that just really helps to set off that pumpkin. But it needs, I feel like, kind of a base to sit on. And so what I'm gonna do is pull this scrap here from our end of our oval, and I'm going to punch a couple of leaves for our project. So I'll just get these here. So here are a couple of leaves, and I don't even need to stamp them, I don't think, because we're gonna make them pretty busy here in a second. I'm gonna pop a little multi-purpose liquid glue on the back of them. Again, with a glue, if you can see it, it's enough. You don't have to have a ton. And then they're gonna pop on here. So now our pumpkin has like a base that it's sitting on, and we're gonna take a little bit of this linen trim. And this linen trim is included in the Suite Escape Garden Walk event. So I'll show you that as we go along here. You can check in the comments once I've posted for more information about that. But you get a whole roll of the trim, you get a whole package of the paper, you get a whole bunch of product basically as part of that. And I'm gonna leave these trails kind of long because I think they're super cute that way. And I'm going to add some glue to the top of it. Oh, my leaf isn't as glued as I thought it was. Let's add a little more. I know if you can see it, it's enough is what I always say, but apparently not when you're gluing leaves to something. I think part of the thing is I can't squish it down because I was not holding from the back side. All right, so there we're gonna go ahead and use that. And you could also use a mini glue dot, like rolled up like a little burrito, can make a great way to add a bow to something like this. But we're gonna go ahead and do that. And then I'm gonna add in some bloomin' pearls here, which match this suite, as long as I can find them. Yep, here's what's left of my package for them. And we're gonna pop some stuff in here, but don't worry, you'll get a whole package as part of the Garden Walk Suite Escape. So you won't have to worry about running out for quite a while. There's a lot in the package, so. All right, and then there is our little embellishment. Okay, so ta-da, here is the outside, but the cool thing about this project is that it has really awesome guts on the inside. So let's look at that. I need 3 of the fabulous envelopes. So these are the gift card envelopes. Classic gift card envelopes is what they're called. They are 22 a package, and you get a whole pack of these also with the Suite Escape event. So I'm gonna pull these in, and we are going to work through putting together the inside guts of our project here. Now, first thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and trim off. You can use your paper trimmer, is the safest, but I'm gonna use my scissors and trim off the closed end of these envelopes. I know you're like, what? Wait a minute. And then I'm gonna take 3 pieces of designer series paper, 3 of your choice, and figure out, I'm gonna plan ahead here to get the, let's see, blue. I think I'm gonna go with blue stripes actually, so that I have these all set. And then what you wanna do is go ahead and glue them. Just, I'm gonna keep my glue here on the inside. I do not want to glue inside the little oval cut out for the piece. So if I put my glue across here and then lay it down, I could seal off this end here. So I'm gonna be super conservative and put the glue pretty far in so that it's not going to go into that area, but it's still gonna hold our paper down where we want it. It's not gonna splooge out at the top and the bottom or the right edge, just where I want it, okay? So I've got those trimmed, and now I'm gonna close up my envelopes, and I'm going to seal the envelopes shut at this end. So this is actually a great project. Be careful not to get glue in this section. I'm just gonna put my glue way out here at the tip of each of these, and you know what's great? A punch will hold things down when you are working to, here, we'll put our pumpkin punch to work too, when you are not wanting to hold stuff the whole time. All right, so, and I'll just hold this one because I'm out of punches. And now we are going to use our Magic Modern Oval Punch one more time. So this is gonna be our 3rd chance. I'm gonna run into the edge of our envelope just a teeny bit. You can see there's not very much cut out there. And now I have a really cute little oval end, which allows someone to pull out this special card that we're gonna put inside there, and really easily, okay? All right, so we've got those set. Now let's get some of this scrap out of the way. The next thing we're gonna do, oh, this is my, my empty one. Where's my finished one? Oh, here we go. Okay. So the next thing we're gonna do is we are going to decorate our envelopes. And this is where you'll want maybe a strip of designer series paper, something like this. I'm going to grab my package of garden walk paper, and we can pull out just exactly the paper that we want to use. So one of the great things about having a full package of this paper is that you have all kinds of scrap that you can pull and use. And of course the colors are very different in a bunch of these. So you can choose to use different parts of them. You can choose to highlight different subsets of the colors for a really different project effect. And I'm gonna go ahead and just cut myself, I think I'll use, let's see, one of these strips. And oh, see, now Pepper was outside and now she is sure that she needs to come back inside. It's just, I tell ya, it's tough to be a pup, right? And then finally, I'm gonna grab one of these strips and cut a piece here. So we have 3 envelopes to decorate. So really, this is a great chance to just mix and match out of your scraps here. All right, so I'm going to, let's see, which ones should we, I think this way, and this way. What do you guys think? Is that a good choice? So now I'm gonna go ahead and just put a little glue on this side. And should I run these all the way in? Sure. You can trim them, you can run them to the end, whatever makes you happy. I'm gonna do this. I should have done this first, that's okay. All right, and then we're going to do the same to this one. And then the final thing we're gonna do on these is we are going to decorate with some pumpkins, because we want these to match the front of our project. And let's see, if you do it in the order like I'm doing, it's no problem. Just pop your punch back in and trim that cute edge to match, okay? And let's see, we're gonna do one more. and pop this on here and then trim the ends. All right, so trim here and pop this on. So when we do this project as part of the Suite Escape event, the virtual event that's October 18th and 19th, we'll do a different bundle. We'll be using Garden Walk, and I'll give you some different decorating ideas for these to go along with the other 6 projects, so all 7 projects that we'll be doing. All right, so now we have our envelopes ready, so we need to pop some pumpkins on there. Now, you might be thinking, Meg, that's great, but didn't you want to use like some of the leaves and vines and stuff? How are you going to use those when you have a punched pumpkin that doesn't have a spot? You punched it out. There's no place to attach the other pieces. So we are going to use a trick that I've used on one of our other projects here, and I'm going to show you that. And that trick is to stamp the pieces within the border of the pumpkin. So I'm going to use my pretty peacock because this makes for a great like green, quote unquote. And I'm going to stamp my vines and so forth here inside the confines of our pumpkin. So then we don't have to worry about cutting them out. We can just go ahead and pop them on here. And I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm going to show you a trick for assembling these that you're definitely going to want to remember for the Stampin' Dimensionals on the inside of our thing too. So, all right, I'm going to pop this on. I'm going to use a part of a vine, and I'll use the other leaf on this one, even though it's going to be quite a large. There we go. And we still need some stems, but we've got that covered. And then let's see, last one I'm going to use here. I don't know why I keep turning them over. And then we'll do the other leaf on this one since we used the smaller leaf on the first one. All right, so now we have 3 pumpkins. We've quickly decorated our pieces, and now we're going to add the stems. So I have this piece left over, which is in pumpkin pie. So I'm going to go ahead and punch us some pumpkin stems. Let's see, there's 1, there's 2. I can almost reach. All right, if I put the other end in, it's a little easier to reach. There we go. 3. So this is where little tiny scraps can really come in handy. And then on each of these, I'm gonna pop a little dot of the multi-purpose liquid glue, which is really my go-to glue these days. I use it for pretty much everything, so. If you haven't made friends with your multi-purpose liquid glue, I understand that not everyone totally loves it, but I'd be happy, be sure to watch for some tips and tricks on making it your friend. There's some easy ways to love it more. So, and I'm gonna trim that one down. Okay, so now we have our 3, hey Margie, hey Becky. We have our 3 little pumpkin cards, and we are going to go ahead and put these together in our little booklet, okay? So for this part, you're gonna need a pencil, and I have a cute Stampin' Up! Pencil from a past demonstrator training event, and then I have the hole punch. You're gonna need a 1/8 inch hole punch for this. So this one's not currently in the Stampin' Up! Catalog, but most crafters have an 1/8 inch hole punch already, so I think you'll be in good shape. And actually this pencil reminds me to tell you that there's a really awesome new demonstrator special that will start on October 3rd. So if you're not a demonstrator and you would like to join my LovenStampfuls family of demonstrators, you can get $35 off your starter kit, or you can get an extra 35% of product free in your starter kit. So it's like $164 or something like that in your kit instead of just $125. The cost is $99 in that case. And that is because Stampin' Up! Is celebrating 35 years. So woohoo, yay Stampin' Up! And yay for celebrating with. Oh, and event connection is that you will also get a registration to backstage or on stage at home, which is the demonstrator training event. It's sort of like the convention. It will be virtual this year, hence the on stage at home name. But that's coming up, and you'll be registered when you sign up to be a new demonstrator. So that's a really great value too. All right. So you won't get the swag box that demonstrators who signed up already got. So if you've signed up already and you're like, hey, I could have gotten it free, just, the swag box, it'll work out okay. But you can still participate as a demonstrator. So what I need now is to put these pieces together, and I am going to pop on my trimmer. Now, for something like this, I really like to use my Simply Scored board because I'm making lots of parallel lines. Oops, the door is open. I'm making lots of parallel lines, and I want to make sure that they're perfectly straight across there so my boxes fold correctly. But when I'm doing this particular project, you must use your trimmer. You can't use the scoreboard because you have to, for the scoreboard to work, you have to feel through the paper down to the track. And you can't do that because this is so thick. So what I'm going to do is score these out here at about 3/8 inches. It doesn't really matter where you do them, just as long as you're consistent. And you're going to find that it scores at the edges, but not so much in the middle. That's perfectly okay. We get what we get. So again, at 3/4 or 3/8 of an inch, and then the last one here at 3/8 of an inch. All right, and open these up. So now we have our 3 pocket pieces, and I'm gonna stick them in some order. Now is when you have to decide the order that you're going to put them in your book. I think this is the order I'm gonna put them in my book because after I fold these, so I'm gonna go ahead and just give it a little extra fold here to reinforce that. You don't need to use a bone fold or anything like that. This is not like a super strict fold that has to be, it's just to make them sort of fan nicely inside our little matchbook, okay? All right, so first thing now that I'm going to do is, we're coming to the dimensionals part. Let's do first things first. I'm gonna go ahead and punch holes here. Now you could measure for the first one if you want, say 1 centimeter from each end, but I'm not gonna bother. The first hole is the one that dictates where all the rest are gonna go. So I'm lining these up, and then I'm going to draw a hole through here. I'm gonna use the same one to line up here so I'm not like migrating my holes. And then we're going to bring in our booklet, and we're gonna fit this in where we want it to sit. I'm not gonna put it all the way at the end. I like them to sit just a little further out, but I'm going to line this up and put holes in here also, okay? Oh, no, I don't, yes, okay, sorry. Yes, no, I forget which version of this I'm making. So now I can punch my holes here. Now, a note about this, if you put your holes too far in, depending on how your hole punch is situated, you might have trouble reaching. So, because you have to reach from the bottom when you do your big matchbook. So don't go too far to the center. Make sure you get where your punch will be able to reach on the matchbook cover. All right, so we've got these set now. Here is where this edge piece comes in. So remember the old post-bound scrapbook albums that we all scrapbookers used to use all the time? They had a separator in the layers that allowed the pieces to have that effect. So I'm putting an extra bit of Stampin' Dimensional here. It's gonna make it easier to thread in the long run, and it is also going to make it so that these can sit a little further apart and they're not squishing all my pumpkins the whole time. So I'm going to pop another spacer in here. It just goes between the holes, and it's not gonna show in the end. All right, now I've discovered that this little piece of paper here wants to curl off. So I could either trim it away, or I could glue it, but I'm gonna go ahead and just glue it. The other ones will be held down, but this one's gonna be perennially popping. So I'm gonna pop these together, and the dimensionals are just gonna make it really simple to put this piece into our book because these aren't gonna move around so much. Okay, all right, now if you're thinking, yep, good luck threading that thread through there, Meg, I've got a trick for you. So I have here our braided linen trim, and I'm going to grab a paper clip from my drawer. So this is an X paper clip. It's actually a pretty big one that I've folded up. And what I'm gonna do is, people always, and just last night I was, had a party with some stampers and somebody said, oh, how long should I cut the ribbon? And I said, I actually usually cut my ribbon after I tie my bow and everything. So then you can really waste a little bit less ribbon by, you cut your ends and they're always too long. So then you end up with like little snippets of ribbon laying around. So this is a trick to not waste ribbon. I'm going to thread everything and then cut it at the end. So we'll see how this goes. So what I have is the last bit of this as a hook. I'm going to just slide this trim into the hook. The nice thing about this is you don't have to thread the needle. Okay. And so what I'm going to do, oh no, I'm not, I fibbed. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I am going to pop this through here because I want to pull the end through. So I'm going to pop my needle through here, basically my threading tool. Okay. So I've got this set and now I'm going to pull the twine back through. So I'm going to close this up and feed this right back through and see how I've got my twine hooked into the loop of the paper clip there. All I'm going to do is pop that through to the back. So see how easy that was to thread. Let's see. Judy said a tooth threader works also. Yes, that would definitely work. Whatever your trick is, leave it in the comments because I love seeing everybody else's tricks. I'm going to pop this through here again, and we're going to go down and pull the rest of the thread up through the top. So yeah, all kinds of good tricks. Definitely threading things is one of those times that is trick worthy. So I'm just going to pull this back up through. Okay. And if you're like, wait, which way do I do this? Just try it and you'll find in fairly short order if that was the right way, or if you're like, oh, no, I have to do it the other way, like Meg said. All right, so now I'm going to take my ends and tie a bow here, and I'm going to shorten these ends. Oh, goodness gracious. Shorten these ends so that they're kind of in scale, and then I'm going to go let my poor dog in, who is certain that she is missing out on a vital piece of information. Does everybody else craft with pets around? Actually, the other thing that sometimes you can hear... All right, there we go, Pepper. Sometimes you can hear the rabbit who lives upstairs from my studio, and she sometimes jumps around the edges of her cage, so that there's a lot of noise from her cage jumping around. So, okay, so that's kind of funny. It's not really a cage. She has an X pen. If you are a dog person or had puppies or anything, she has a giant X pen, and she lives in the lap of luxury up there. Our rabbit diva. I'll just bring you guys pictures of her sometime. Okay, so there's this, but we're not finished because we clearly need something to put inserted in here. And if this bothers you, you can of course trim these little ends to make them shorter. I kind of feel like they're kind of like fun harbingers of something exciting inside. But here's how our pieces come together. And let's grab these slips here now. I have 2 pieces of basic white cardstock and 2 pieces of I never even told you what color this was. This is petal pink. 2 pieces of petal pink that are going to be our layers. And we're going to stamp on these. And I will need, for certain, a piece of paper protective for our mat here. So, all right. So we've got our pick of the patch stamp set. I have our pumpkins, which we mounted earlier. And let's see. We'll see how this cleaner works. It got really inky at my event last night, and I forgot to wash it before they turned off the water to the house. So let's see. Pretty good. Okay, gotta love no water for the moment, right? Okay, so here are the pumpkins again. And this time, actually, you know what? I might just use a different pumpkin because I kind of like to vary the pumpkin shapes, and there are so many cute ones in this stamp set. So we'll add another small pumpkin to our list of pumpkins. And then we have greetings to add to this. And the Pick of the Patch stamp set is one of the terrific stamp sets that has lots and lots of greeting choices. So depending on what you are using this for, I think I'm going to make a little Halloween treat. So I'm going to grab this You're the Pick of the Patch and Happy Halloween, but you could do Cutie Pie. You could do You're the Pick of the Patch Cutie Pie would be great. You could use for, birthdays or all kinds of occasions, whatever your gift card giving things are. And you could use this project without a gift card also. You could just use it Sorry, that's not very straight, and it's gonna make it hard to get my project straight. You could use this project without gift cards. Just put multiple messages inside your inside. So you make 3 panels instead of 2. Yay, I'm glad you guys are enjoying this project. And let's go ahead and start stamping some pumpkins. So I'm gonna pop these up as if they were cut out of a larger piece of paper. So let's see, it doesn't really matter which pumpkins you put in. We're living dangerously because I didn't do my greeting first, which I really should do. So we've got that's Happy Halloween. I've got the pick of the patch. There we go. And then we have I'm gonna need some leaves to go on these. So maybe a leaf to go here and maybe a vine to come trail off of this one. And then we also clearly are going to need the stem out of this stamp set. So this is one, if you're a person who likes to just kind of keep stamping things and adding and building scenes, this is a stamp set that is perfect for you. All right, now I ran into trouble here. I don't want this to be so tall, and I don't want to overlap our greeting. So let's get this one cleaned off here. And I'll give you a trick for this. I'm actually gonna ink only the top half of this pumpkin stem. So there we go. And same for this one. I'm gonna ink just a tiny bit of it again and pop this on here, okay? So you don't have to use the whole stem all the time. And then we can take this and glue this down onto our card. And there's our card that's gonna fit in there. Now for this one, I might decide that I want to do something more Halloween-y. So let's grab our Happy Halloween. We'll pop this on here, Happy Halloween. And then let's see, let's snag one more pumpkin, but actually I'm gonna go ahead and use this pumpkin, I think, because he fits really well. I almost made him the wrong color, or I guess not the wrong color, just not the color I was expecting. We'll use our stem, our full stem, and this is a joyous time when you can use those curly cues and have them go kind of wherever you want. Now I've made like a weird thing here, so I think maybe I'll pop a leaf here at the end of it so that it's not like hanging there. So there's a reason for that to hang out the end. But the other thing included in this stamp set, which really extends it into Halloween actually, is the inclusion of this little smiley face. So there's a little jack-o'-lantern face here. So we're gonna, since this says Happy Halloween on it, I'm gonna go ahead and add the jack-o'-lantern there. And I like to give our pumpkin a place to sit. So I'm going to pop a little leaf base on him there, okay? And then I can go ahead and add this to our card and pop these into our little pieces. So I kind of like the pick of the patch one first, and then the Happy Halloween one. And then of course you would need a gift card. And this gift card, it would be perfect if it had pumpkin spice on it or something like that, which I'm sure that you could get right now since it's Starbucks and they're perfect about those things. And then I'd have my pumpkin spice piece to go inside there. So that is our little mini matchbox and a little mini matchbook holder for gift cards. A really fun project, and included with all the tutorial details and cutting directions and so forth in the September LovenStamps monthly tutorial PDF. So if you would like that, you can go ahead and just place an order, any size, in my online store during September. Oh, hey, I think this is the paper I was supposed to use across here. Hey, that's kind of pretty. I like that. You could also use that there. Anyway, or it will be available in my Etsy shop in October, so you'll be able to just purchase that set of tutorials if you'd just like to do that. And that is LovenStamps Card Mart. Also, then a similar version of this project featuring the Garden Walk and Modern Garden set. So here's the little sneak peek of that project version. This is included in the upcoming LovenStamps Suite Escape. And so the Suite Escape is coming up. It's 2 nights of virtual crafting together. If you can attend those nights, great. If you can't, don't worry. You can get everything later. But you will be making 7 projects, and you'll get a swag box with all of these fun things in it. So full packages of the Garden Walk DSP, the Blooming Pearls, the Calypso Coral trim, and the a full pack of the envelopes. And we will be making together a set of 7 projects that were featured from Vacation Stamping School. So if you're a demonstrator and you're at Vacation Stamping School, this is not the class for you. If you are a demonstrator and we're not at Vacation Stamping School, you can still sign up for the virtual content for that. Message me for information on that link if you're interested through September 30th. And then if you are not a demonstrator and you're like, no, I want to make all those projects with you, Meg, it's going to be a blast. Yes, it is. You're right. And then you will want to sign up for the Suite Escape, which is going to be held on October 18th and 19th. You're going to get all this stuff in a package in the mail. You get tutorials, you get printable tutorials, you get extra project ideas, you get access to an exclusive Facebook group where we'll hold the event. If you're not on Facebook, you'll have access to those materials also off of Facebook. Just all kinds of good things will come with that. It's really fun. If you want to, you can get the Virtual Escape online access without the product. So you can check for that. But the best value to that is that you can add the Modern Garden stamp and the punch. Hey, there's V. Hi, guys. The Modern Garden stamp set and the coordinating punch as a bundle for a discounted price. So you can check the information for that, and I will post the link in the comments shortly, or if you're watching on YouTube, it should be in the video description. So you can also always find everything on my website at LovenStamps.com. And I hope that you guys have thoroughly enjoyed seeing this project today. A really fun make. Oh, Betty, thank you. Betty was at Vacation Stamping School, and she had a really, really great time with it, she said. So good projects. All right, so you'll want to sign up. All right, everybody, that is us for today, and I look forward to seeing you again on Thursday with another Maker Mornings with Meg project. And if you are like, whoosh, that was so much information, Meg, that you included in the video today, you can watch it again, pause, take notes, whatever makes you happy. So you can also check my blog for the post about this project with a little bit of reminder about all the different ways that you can access it. So, all right, guys, have a terrific day. Enjoy your Tuesday, and I will see you again on Thursday with, actually Thursday is episode 400 of Maker Mornings with Meg. So yikes, that is a lot of episodes, and I have enjoyed everyone with you guys. So thank you for being such a fabulous part of the Maker Mornings with Meg community. I love visiting with you guys now and later on replay too. So be sure to like, subscribe, comment, all the things so that you'll get notifications about future videos. So happy stamping, everybody. Have a terrific day.